Alrighty, guess what time it is? It's time to do another live video where we're going to talk about how to help you build the business that you imagine. G'day, Ben Futrell here, co-founder of Max My Profit, and we are all about helping you build the business you imagine. And today, we're going to run through one of the most critical things that any successful business owner can do, and that is planning. Now, planning is something that a lot of people struggle with because they don't have a framework or an idea of what's going to work best. Now, after 20 something years now, I'm in my 21st year of coaching business owners on how to grow their business along with their team. What we've learned is we've learned that there is a very particular way that is super effective to make sure that you've always got a plan, and that is to do it in 90-day sprints. Now, before I talk about the actual 90-day plan, let's just talk about overall planning and why it's important and how to make sure that not only are you planning, but you're using those plans within your business. So the first thing to think about is, what are my long-term goals? So when you start to think about planning out your business, now you are going to have to take some time out to do this. And this is the first thing I will say. Now, in every one of our programs, we have 90-day planning workshops, and that forces our members to jump out of their business for a day and actually spend time working on their business rather than in it. And so you're going to have to do this definitely, where you take yourself away from the day-to-day, make sure you've got no interruptions, and you start to plan out. So the first step of a 90-day plan is making sure that you've got a longer-term plan. Now, we like to do 3, 5, maybe even 10 years out, and then break that down to a 12-month plan. And you want to be really clear about what it is you're trying to achieve over the next 12 months in your business. Whether it be sales figures, the size of your business, number of customers, number of outlets, the technology you're using, the location you're in, whatever it might be, right? You've got to get clear about what does it look like when you arrive at the 12-month point. That's the very first step to creating a 90-day plan. It would be, probably irresponsible of me to teach you how to do a 90-day plan without first understanding that a 90-day plan is just a smaller chunk of a much bigger picture. And so, really important that you do have that end in mind. You always start with the end in mind. That's why I like to go 5 years, if not 10 years, of what will your business look like when it's finished, because that's what you're going to break down into these smaller plans. But at the very least, you need a 12-month plan. So do think about, if I was to ask you, what would standing on the podium in 12 months look like for you? Like, what would you be? You're holding up that trophy going, yeah, what a great year. What would it have been that you actually achieved? Because at that point, you can then start to break that down into 9 months, 6 months, and then the first 3 months, which is 90 days or 13 weeks. So you can break it down into a 90-day plan. Now, to make a 90-day plan is relatively straightforward. Once you've done your 12-month goals, you'll break that into what KPIs you're going to track, because a plan without any form of measurement is nothing but a list of dreams, right? So you need to write down the goals of what you want to achieve for the year. And then I want you to write down exactly how you're going to measure each of those things. So some of those will be easy, like sales, for example, number of quotes, number of customers, return purchases, etc. Some of those might be a bit more difficult, for example, like a customer satisfaction score, or it could be employee retention or satisfaction, or who knows, right? So there's going to be some things in your business that might be a little bit more difficult to measure, but you need to have a mechanism for measuring any of these KPIs or key performance indicators if your plan is going to mean anything to you, because you need to be able to keep track on it. Once you've done that, then what you're going to do is work out in the next 90 days, where on that journey will you be? So you've got your 12-month goals, and you might need to go, where will I be at 9 months? Where will I be at 6? And then work out, where will I be in 3 months' time? And once you've broken down that 90-day goal for each of those areas that you've decided are important for you, then what you need to do is you need to decide, what will be your weekly measurement to achieve those things. So I'll give an example. Let's say that in 13 weeks, you decide you're going to do 130 quotes. And you've decided this because you know that you have a 10% conversion rate from quote to sale. And this is going to lead to you getting 13 new customers, and you know that your average dollar sale per customer is $10,000. So you know this is going to lead to you getting $130,000 in new business, for example. So you'll know the numbers. So if you know that you've got to do 10 quotes per week to get one customer, then that's your first measurement. That's 2 quotes per day, right? So it becomes very easy for you now to start to track your progress, because you've got these daily targets, weekly targets, monthly targets, and of course your quarterly target. And then what you can start to do is go, well, if I need to do 10 quotes per week or 2 quotes per day, what activities do I need to make that happen? And these are the things that go in your 90-day plan. It's very tactical, right? Very operational. So if I'm going to do 2 quotes, my goal is to do 10 quotes per week, or 130 quotes for the quarter, which is definitely the smart goal, because you might not get them all, exactly 10 per week, but you want to make sure overall you're getting your averages. Then what you got to do is say, well, what do I need to make that happen? And you might have to do, I don't know, 30 cold calls, or maybe you need to spend X dollars on marketing, or whatever it might be. You need to decide exactly what activity operationally you need to do to generate those KPIs. And that's what goes in your 90-day plan. And so, for example, let's say that you decided that to get 10 quotes, on average, you had to do 30 cold calls. You'll put that into your plan, do 30 cold calls per week. And then in your plan, your 90-day plan, you'll have tactical things like put time in my diary each week. This will be in the very first week of your 90-day plan. Put time in my diary to do 30 cold calls. And you might say that takes me 4 hours or 5 hours. So you'll allot time each day for doing cold calls, or might be LinkedIn prospecting, whatever it might be that you need to do. Maybe part of getting those quotes is setting up a landing page. So you put, in one of your weeks in your 90-day plan, you'll have a landing page. And I suggest what you do is you break your 90 days down into the 13 weeks, and you clearly map out in each week what are the activities that you need to do to achieve those goals. And that way, each week, at the beginning of the week, you say, what do I need to get done this week? You don't need to look any further ahead. So you're putting blinkers on like this, and all you're going to do is focus on what needs to be done this week. Now, the reason why this is really cool is that, first of all, it gets you realistic about what you can get done in a week. Because if you do your 90-day plan and you work out that you've got way too much for you to do in a week, you've got to do one of two things. You've either got to cut it back, or you've got to work out how to delegate some of it, right? So, if you're cramming too much in, which is highly likely, a lot of people do, that may be the reason why you're not succeeding. Okay, so that gives you the opportunity to be able to get much clearer about what goals you're going to achieve. Which is super cool. The second thing, it is really easy to delegate, but I think the biggest benefit of having a 90-day plan is then when other things come into your day, they're unlikely to distract you. Let's say you get a really good idea, rather than trying to, just going, yes, I like that idea, I'm going to implement that in my business this week, which is what happens, called distractions. You can put it on your ideas board, and it's that ideas board that you'll look at when you do your next 90-day plan. Because if you've decided that these things are the important things for you this quarter, that's what you should be focused on. So, somebody rings you up out of the blue, cold calling you, so they've got this great marketing strategy. You go, all good, sounds fantastic. I'm going to put you on my ideas board. Call me in 8 weeks' time or 10 weeks' time, whatever it might be, and we'll look at putting it into the next 90 days. All righty. Now, of course, if you are on any of our programs in our brand, we've got a brand new program, by the way, we're about to launch, called the Max Business Academy, which I'm really excited about. I can't tell you too much yet, but just keep an eye out for events coming up, because I will be running a couple of preview events about our Max Business Academy. Having said this, though, one of the biggest benefits that our members get that are a part of our Max Business Academy is our planning system. And the planning system includes this 90-day planning tools, I guess is the best way to do it, that gives you everything that you need to plan. And so if you're struggling and you want help, and you're not sure what to do in your business, and you think it would be helpful to have somebody hold your hand and hold you accountable to planning, then make sure that you go and check out our website. You can head to maxmyprofit.com.au, or if you're really keen, you can book in a discovery call with me, and we'll pop that link into the comments for you, so you can, at some point, if you want to, book in a discovery call. We'll have a 15-minute chat and see whether or not it is a good fit for you. During that call, I typically do 3 things. First of all, find out where you are right now. Secondly, work out where you want to be. And thirdly, work out what the gap is for you getting there. And if I can help you, then I'll book another call with you to do a deeper dive and talk about our programs, and in particular the new Max Business Academy, because that's going to be the most exciting thing for most business owners these days. Or if I can't help you, I'll politely let you know, and I might send you off somewhere else to help you get what you want. But let me tell you, our new programs are being built so they can cater for pretty much any business at any level, which is super exciting. Can't wait. So that's it from me this week. I hope you found that helpful. And, you think about putting your plans together, setting some KPIs, getting real clarity about what it is you need to do in the next 90 days. And you should have a 90-day plan that started on the 1st of July. If you don't already, now's a good time to get that plan into place and help you get focused and give you clarity and direction so you can achieve your goals faster. Anyway, I've been Ben Futrell. You've been brilliant for watching. See you on the next one. Until then, make sure you have a profitable day. See ya.